Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Our two Astral Express companions, Trailblazer and Danheng, have already taken on their alternate forms. Trailblazer has a changing path and Danheng has an Imbibitor Lunae form. And last but not least, there's one more Astral Express colleague who will get the chance to take on a new form. As luck would have it, this character is none other than March 7th. But don't worry, it looks like March 7th's new form won't have the same incident as Trailblazer and Danheng before they got their new powers. March 7th's new form is an imaginary hunt unit. Some fans say she has an intriguing kit with two distinct playstyles, and both performs exceptionally well. Although March Hunt is a 4-star character and also free, the ability is reportedly very good, like Harmony main character. And in this video, I will talk about the imaginary March 7th Hunt. Let's get started. Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Loot Bar. Loot Bar is the most reliable top-up platform, saving 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and an extra 5% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy a pack for 3000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have cost $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in less than 3 minutes. Our recharge will be done through the official channel with MiHoYo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount. March 7th was originally an ice preservation unit, but in version 2.4 we will be getting its imaginary hunt version. In this path, March 7th is a character that focuses on critical or break and could be the second DPS or even a damage dealer on your team. March 7th's skill is similarly to Jade's in that it assigns an ally in the party the role of Shifu or Master. The ally who gets the Shifu title will get a 10% speed buff. Unlike Jade's Debt Collector, which only lasts for 3 turns, the ally with the Shifu title will always be Shifu as long as March doesn't give this title to other characters in battle. And in practice, it's unlikely that we will be changing Shifu often, so I think March 7th is a very SP positive unit. Plus, giving this Shifu title will also give March 7th's basic attack a boost or enhance it. The buffs that March will get will depend on the path that the Shifu has. If the Shifu has the Erudition, Destruction or the Hunt path, March's attack will get an additional 20% damage. Meanwhile, if Shifu has the Harmony, Nihility, Preservation and Abundance path, March will boost the toughness reduction ability of her attack by 100%. To put it simply, if March's basic attack and enhanced basic attack normally have 5 or 10 toughness breakpoints, when choosing Shifu in this support or sustain path, March will get a total of 10 and 20 toughness breakpoints. And these toughness points can also be boosted again if we use 1-me in the team, so March can erode the enemy's toughness more quickly, regardless of their elemental weakness. There's one more stat that makes March 7th unique and broken. 4th Ascension Trace stat. This allows March 7th to reduce the toughness of enemies who have the elemental weakness of the Shifu. So, if the enemy has a fire elemental weakness and we give the Shifu title to our fire elemental teammates, March 7th can effectively reduce this fire elemental toughness. It's fair to say that March gives us 2 elements in battle: the imaginary element, which is her main one, and the element of the partner, who will be used as master. This trait sounds pretty interesting and broken, doesn't it? What are your thoughts on this? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this A4 March traits in the comments section. We have seen how much can support other team members, but what about her own offensive capabilities? March 7's main damage comes from enhanced basic attack, which has a maximum stack point of 7. You can collect these stack points through attacks from Shifu or attacks from March herself. Once these points reach their maximum, March can attack one enemy with her enhanced basic attack. As you can see, the new March 7th has a potential with 2 base build: critical base, which is great for dealing damage, or break base, which is perfect for a hybrid role. We have already talked about the overall March 7th kit and some of the abilities seem a bit overpowered. There are a few reasons why I think the March 7th is worth building. Firstly, this March is a flexible unit. She can be placed on any team. Teams with base critical or teams with base weakness are both very well suited to March. Second, because it's flexible, there are lots of different options for Lightcon and Relic that March can use. For instance, if we are aiming to build a critical March, we could use a Relic Musketeer or combination of 2-piece Relic Speed and 2-piece Relic Attack Percentage or Damage Percentage. We can also use Relic Pioneer, which I'm sure many players have because they previously farmed for Acheron. If we combine March with a debuffer team, it could be a good choice. In terms of the build break, we could use 4-piece Iron Cavalry or 4-piece Thief of Shooting Star. March can use LC Sign, Scylla or Boot Hill for the LC itself. The free-to-play options are Cruising the Stellar Sea, Only Silent Remain, and Swordplay. Third, March 7th is a free unit, and this kit from Hunt Imaginary March has some pretty impressive abilities. For instance, there's a skill that gives one ally the title Shifu, which is similar to Jade's Debt Collector. The benefit here is that Shifu is a permanent title in battle. March is a unit with positive skill points and is very compatible with negative skill point units, such as Jingyuan, Kefke, Topaz, Bronya, and so on. So, if you build on March 7th, you don't have to worry about wasting materials. March 7th is a solid unit that we can use in various teams. But let's get back to your respective account. March basically has a sub-DPS role that has mechanics like Jade or potential damage dealers with weakness breaks like Firefly. Some players who have these two 5-star characters may think there is no need to build March, especially if they already have a solid team for Jade and Firefly. If you don't have Jade or Firefly, it's okay to build March 7th because the damage it deals is quite satisfying. In a nutshell, as a free 4-star character, March 7th is a great option for new players who have only been in the game for about a month. One reason for this is that the relic options used by March are easy to obtain. On top of that, March's role is pretty flexible, and she can even follow the elements of the master. This means that new players don't have to worry about building all the characters that may be limited on their account. March's weakness, break, and toughness reduction abilities make her a great alternative sub-DPS or support for players who only have Firefly as their limited 5-star DPS. You can use March 7th on Firefly teams until you have a more suitable unit. Or, if you are lucky enough to get Bronya from the banner, March 7th can also be the main damage dealer in your starting team until you have enough Stellar Jade to gacha stronger DPS characters. Alright, let's move on to the builds from March 7th. So which build is better for March? The crit build or the break build? Ultimately, it depends on the team composition you will be using. If March is the only DPS character on the team, a weakness break build is probably a better choice. If there aren't any other DPS character on the team, March will lose most of the 20% attack buff from her kit, which will decrease the damage output of March's attacks. It is still possible to use a critical build in a solo DPS team, but we will need a support that can boost March's damage and fill her enhanced attack stack weekly. Just a heads up, March 7th might have trouble with this hypercarry solo DPS team in some scenarios, especially against many enemies. On the other hand, the critical build is a great fit for March in dual DPS team, since the kit's 20% attack buff is active and can provide a solid damage boost to the team and an extra boost to our main DPS. There are a few different options for the team composition for March 7th. First, there is the Super Break team. The best composition there is Runmei, Gallagher, and Harmony main character. On March 7th, we have the chance to give the title of Shifu to Gallagher. Most of the time, we use Gallagher's basic attack and his ultimate lets him advance forward, which means he can charge March's enhanced attack more quickly. The issue is that some players have a soft spot for this team and tend to favor Firefly. Given all this, the second option, the dual DPS team, is the best alternative for March's team. In this dual DPS team, Topaz, Aventurine, and Robin will work best together because March can provide follow-up attack, which can trigger attacks from Nambi. Nambi's attack can also provide charge points to enhance March's attack. The March and Topaz synergy is really effective because we can get stacks to enhance March's attack and give advance forward to Nambi. Pairing them with Aventurine and Robin can provide extra buffs for March and Topaz. Plus, Aventurine's follow-up attack can also trigger Nambi's advance forward. If I may make a suggestion, March, Topaz, and Aventurine will provide unrelenting offense to the enemy. If you don't have Topaz, you can use Dr. Ratio because Dr. Ratio's follow-up attack also has a pretty good follow-up attack frequency. In addition to Dr. Ratio, Sui is also a good choice to pair with March because both can help each other to provide their ability stacks. Given the interesting and fairly solid kit, March 7th is still a good day to use for some endgame content like Emosi and Apocalyptic Shadow, especially if you are short on characters with enemy weakness elements. March seems to be a popular choice for your team. Now the reason players might use it on their team is the flexible team composition and the buff that March has. Unfortunately, for pure fiction that clearly requires area damage, March 7th is not as effective. This is because the Path the Hunt character is single target oriented, which is a weakness. As I mentioned at the start of the video, the March 7th kit is also better for single target damage. You can still pair March with the AoE DPS, but there are better sub DPS options like Jade, Himeko, and Hera. These three characters cover a wider area and do more damage. That's a wrap on this video. Please leave your comments in the comments section below. And don't forget to check out my video later. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.